Hello, hello. Welcome to my video for today. Today's video is about not giving up and inquiring about self doubt. What's it there for? What's it trying to tell us? My name's Deb, and I like to talk about the human experience to help others gain confidence in their human experience, to help us all make sense of this crazy place, and to help us awaken to the truth of who we are beyond the masks, beyond the identities, beyond the labels and the lies and the faucets facets of a false reality that we have been placed into. So if any of this sounds like something you're down for, go check out my channel. There's many subjects, and it's all about coming home to who you are as a soul. It's about waking up to the truth of who you are as a soul. It's about realizing we're not broken. We don't need to heal, right? And it's a remembering, right? We're not, it is a transformation, but it's a simple awakening. Right, when we awake in the morning, is it something that we have to like force ourselves to do? I mean, we might have to force ourselves to get out of bed and face our day because you may have created a life that you don't like, and that's where I come in. So a lot of us are living a life that has been created by default because we weren't told specifically how reality works when we were younger. We were told to follow a specific path. And if that path worked out for you, great, you're going to set up for success. If that path doesn't work for you, well, then you suck and you're doomed for failure and you're just part of the lower part of society and you don't matter. That's not true. It's not true at all. This society, more so, okay, if you're feeling like you don't belong, if you feel like you're part of the black sheep category, you're probably an old soul. You're probably at a higher level of intelligence or a higher level of sensing energies, and your intuition's probably stronger. Your gifts are probably stronger. And the society is not built for people like you. And I know that because I'm one of those people too. And I have worked with hundreds of people that are the same. And so it's not your fault. And it doesn't mean that you can't succeed. It just means that we have to use our intelligence to and our gifts to find other ways to succeed. And unfortunately, since no one created that framework for us, we have to do it ourselves. But we're not alone because we have each other, right? So, black sheeps, light workers, healers of the world were usually spread out. And I believe that's kind of for grid work among the earth, kind of like acupressure points across the earth's system, right? We're meant to anchor in light, and we're meant to be leaders, be guides, and spread out the information that we know. We're there to anchor the light. And some of us, you can be a light anchor without needing to be a healer or a leader, actually. So if you feel called to all this information, but you don't feel like you're someone that is to be in the spotlight or guide or lead, sometimes you're just an energy anchor where you're just there to think of like a cell phone tower, right? The more towers that there are out and about, the more signal that's available to other people. So sometimes just maybe have you ever had a day where you're feeling lonely but you don't want to be home alone, so you just go out and kind of go, maybe you go to a coffee shop, maybe you go to the post office, maybe you just go do simple errands, and maybe you're sitting on a bench and just people watching for a moment. That meandering around is not a small task. That meandering around, that taking that choice to sit on that bench and people watch is offering your energy and your light as a space holder to every single person that is passing you by, whether you realize it or not. And that's why COVID was such a big deal, because the 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 part the the energies on this earth that want to keep things in a dense and negative state know that these light anchors exist. And that was one of the biggest experiments with COVID was pull that, remember that 6 foot distance thing? That was a test about our auras and our energies. That 10-foot distance, the community gatherings. That wasn't about germs. That was about collaboration. That was about energy resonance. There's a lot happening on this earth that is more about a spiritual world war than what most would even believe. And you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to worry about wars. Worry about what's going on inside. If you are feeling a war within yourself, that's where you start. If you're feeling overwhelmed by what's going on in the world, tune that out for a minute. Because the world is not out there. It's in here and it's in here. And it's in your energy and in your soul and in the timelines of the infinite quantum possibilities. So if they're like, reel it in, ask deeper questions. Why do certain things bother you? And if there are certain things that you don't have control over, what are ways, like what's a category that sense of control, match it to a category, and then like descale it. You know how we talk about upscaling things? Talk about descaling. Like people that are so upset over what's going on in the world, you upscaled too much. Too much. If you're not in politics signing papers that make a difference, if you're not on doorsteps of political buildings doing whatever people do to be a human in the visuals of TV to make it look like something matters. If you're not those people, then descale for a moment. Ask yourself, what are your passions and desires and aches and pains that are driving that energy? And then see where it can be maybe managed at a smaller micro level within your more personal life. And maybe you can create some calm and balance in your life that way. Thank you so much for joining me for these videos. At this point with these videos, I started them in February and I kind of expected a lot of feedback at this point to know what direction to take it and what categories to zone in on, or what content to create out of the vibe of reaction that I was getting from the community. And it turns out I'm not getting a reaction from the community. So it's really still allowing me to follow whatever path that my energy and my purpose and my gift is leading me into. And I'm still showing up. So at the beginning of this video, I mentioned not giving up. And a lot of that is self-doubt. Sometimes we put a lot of effort into things, and when we don't see the results pan out, sometimes we get filled with self-doubt and like, okay, well, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. And I just want to say, if you're saying maybe, then don't give up. Because if it was time to give up, it wouldn't be a maybe. You would know when it's time to give up. You would know what purpose has been served through that journey and how that journey is morphing into the next transition, the next step, the next level. So if you're still, oh, I just got chills there. If you're still saying, maybe I should give up, maybe this wasn't what I was supposed to be doing, maybe no one actually wants to hear this, maybe no one thinks that anything I have to say is that awesome. If you're saying the maybes, or maybe you're just full of self-doubt right now. So maybe you should just keep going. Because if this, looking at my situation, if I was done with these videos, then I would know that I was done, and something else would be presenting itself of like, yep, that's the next step. These videos were just a stepping stone to the next step. But there's not a next step right now. So I know the dedication still belongs here, still belongs to showing up, still belongs to refining the message, still belongs to learning how to speak and how not to fidget and how not to be distracted by uneven bangs. And how to show up listening to the nudges. When it's time to give up, you'll know it's time to give up. But if it's just a moment of self doubt, that's not the time to give up. Self doubt is the time to slow down, anchor in, and remember why you started. Remember what your end goal is and hold that vision. My vision here is to awaken millions of people. Because as millions awaken, we will create a world where people have abundance with ease. Struggle will not be faced with a sense of survival, but rather a sense of pride and accomplishment. We will always be taken care of. I shook my head there. We will always be taken care of. And I want to help create a world where people are excited to dive into their gifts and not have to worry about where they're going to sleep or what they're going to eat or what the point of continuing is for a future when they can't even see tomorrow morning. Because I've seen dozens of children that live like that. Sometimes my own children, one child's great, the other one, my own child has lived like that. And I've helped offer comfort to children that have lived like that. And now it's time to offer that comfort to the world. So here we are, creating comfort one video at a time. My name's Deborah, or Deb Ashby, and I'm here to share the human experience to help others gain confidence in their human experience so we can create a new world, a new earth where heaven comes alive on earth. Join me if this sounds like an epic mission that you are ready for. And if you're watching this video, you are ready for it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be vibrating at this energetic level for this video to pop up into your feed, because technology is aligned with our consciousness, and that's how it works. So let me know below that moment of self-doubt that you're not going to give into. Like the video, subscribe to make sure you catch me on the lives. I might do some random lives, but in the meantime, I'm here in Utah showing up at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 1 hour ahead of California, 2 hours behind New York, 8 hours behind the European area. I love the foreigners. They're great people. So otherwise, go browse the videos, find the messages that are meant for you, and catch me 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for the lives. Open Q&A. Take advantage. I'll see you next time.